That scar is courtesy of my baby brother. He had a mug and he was swinging it and he swung it and it hit me straight in the face. It healed in a perfect slit, so everyone thinks I vanilla ice it and put it in my eyebrow, but no, it's legit. I'm Lesley-Ann Brandt and this is my Women's Health Body Scan. What I love most about my body is its ability to keep up with me, to be honest. From childbirth 4 years ago to the stunt work I do on my show, Lucifer, to the lack of sleep and the workouts. It just keeps going, and I am very appreciative that, at almost 40 years old, it is relatively healthy and strong. I have quite a few tattoos. I have my grandfather, who I was very close to, that's his signature on my forearm. And then I actually have, I can't really roll this up, but I have a painting I commissioned, or a sketch I commissioned. So I commissioned this drawing that is me and my son, and he has a little crown on because his name's Kingston. I have paid a little homage to my character in Lucifer, so these were the blades that I used on the show. And then I have these arrows, and they are sort of like each member in my family, my dad being the big one, and my mother right next to him with the hearts, because she's the heart of our family. And that's my brother next to her, that's me next to my dad, and that's my little niece, my brother's daughter. And I always feel like my family are like arrows, they keep me moving forward. I have my love tattooed here, but in Afrikaans, which is one of our 11 national languages in South Africa, so it's my liefde. And my husband has the same tattoo. I have an outline of Africa with a heart in South Africa on my left rib. And I have a drawing, a butterfly that I did when I was a kid on my back, and it actually became a story plot point in Spartacus, my very first US show. They say once you start with one, more follow. I do have scars. I have a very famous scar actually, which is in my left eyebrow right here, and it is part of the character of Mazikeen in Lucifer. That scar is courtesy of my baby brother, who I think I was maybe 14 or 13 years old, and he was a toddler. He's 11 years younger than me, and he had a mug and he was swinging it and he swung it and it hit me straight in the face. And I think I was supposed to go and get stitches, but South African parents, they were like, you're fine. It healed in a perfect slit, so everyone thinks I vanilla ice it and put it in my eyebrow, but no, it's legit. So yeah, I think scars are cool because they have stories. I have that piercing that every girl got, I think, or most girls, the belly. It never closed over, but it's still there. I haven't used it in a long time. I think it got stretched out a little bit with pregnancy, so I don't know, I think it looks weird. I actually got this pierced and my ear as well, and it just never healed on the show. I don't know, because my son, he kept touching it and bumping it, so I gave up on it. I'm not even embarrassed because I feel like this is a mom. This is undone. I think this is still leftover gel from the Suicide Squad premiere on my nails. I have not had the time to go and do them. I'm not a nail biter, but typically I don't keep them long. I can't really function. I can't work out. I can't pick up weights. I have a 4-year-old, so it's just not functional to me. But they don't always look this crazy, but right now this is me raw with my crazy mom nails. I love working out, and right now I'm kind of limited. I tore my ACL clean through, so I do need surgery. But I work out with an incredible trainer, Paolo Machidi, and we usually do circuit training. So very high intensity, you know, lots of weights. I think the area I love to work out the most, and I need the most, is probably my legs. Although when I'm doing it, you wouldn't know because I'm typically bitching and moaning throughout the workout session. But I like an all body like circuit training just to, you know, get my heart pumping and moving. And then what I've really missed, honestly, this last year and a half, almost 2 years, is my group yoga that I would do, my hot yoga. So I've been doing a lot more of that. I'm someone that, like, I love the weights, but my body definitely needs like lengthening and stretching out. The benefits of hot yoga is like detoxing, I think, is very important. You know, like we put so much in our bodies, be it like just the air that's polluted, the food that we eat. So I love to get a good sweat. So Lucifer, character of Mazikeen, is sort of the resident like badass, and I really took it upon myself to bring her physicality into the role and on our show. And it wasn't necessarily something that was specified, but I think how she walks into a room really informed the audience so much about who she is. And what that did for me was really, it helped me a lot with her stunt work and the fighting that I do, because I do like to take on, you know, a lot of my own stunts if I'm able to do that. So the specific training that Paolo and I do is circuit, obviously like high intensity, but if I have a specific fight coming up, we will focus a lot on legs. I'm typically fighting in heels, and having good center of gravity, and having leg strength to do continuous movements, you know, take off to take off to take, and also like a strong core as well, is good. The parts I hate about it, I don't really hate it. I love working out. It's like a big part of my lifestyle. What I hate is not being able to work out right now at the level that I'm used to, which is because of a silly injury, which, fun story, it wasn't even doing any stunts or working out. I was taking a photo with Nicole Scherzinger, who also trains with my trainer, for the gram, and I jumped and my knee buckled. And there you go. I belong to this great social wellness club called Remedy Place, and they're here in Los Angeles. And it's basically like Soho House for wellness. So they have hyperbaric chambers, they do cryo, ice baths, lymphatic drainage with boots. And I have been living in there since my injury, but also before that, just for overall wellness. When you're in the hyperbaric chamber, it's typically for like an hour to an hour and a half, and I meditate a lot. So on that note, I use here at home like the Calm app as well, which I feel is kind of like a treatment, to be honest with you. Every day for like 20 minutes, I do a meditation. In terms of like beauty, I love a good body scrub. I just love to like get in there, get all those dead skin cells, like a good sea salt or, you know, sugar scrub. I think the last one I had was like Baltic Amber. I don't know, it's supposed to be really good for your body. But yeah, a good scrub and some good cryo, lymphatic drainage. That's my jam. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lesley-Ann Brandt, and don't forget to subscribe to Women's Health.